Welcome to Iconic Motorbikes. Let's take a shop walk, see what's happening today. Daniel is working on a classic BMW R90S. These are, if you don't know, one of the original Daytona winners. This bike won Daytona back in the day. I don't remember how early, but it was one of the initial ones, wasn't it? Do you remember? Daniel's too young. Anyway, so we're going through this one, doing some mechanical work. Moving on, though, if you can back up here for a second. This is a 996R, one of the most collectible, desirable Ducatis of the run. These wheels are aftermarket. JB Power Magtans, a Japanese company. I think these are forged magnesium wheels, if I remember right. Are they, Daniel? Yes, they are. So those wheels are aftermarket, but otherwise it's pretty stock. Aftermarket clutch. What makes this one so special is it's a homologated Ducati. They're quite rare. I want to say they made 500 of them, but I'm not 100% sure. This one came to us from Japan, if I remember right. What?
Ducati Matsudo.
There you go. Hey, yeah. I'm sorry, what's it called again? No, say it again, no. No, just kidding. All right, moving on. So this one, watch it for the auction site soon. We're going to do, what do we do? Belts, tires, the whole bit. Make sure it's the whole works. So go through it. And actually, one of the cool features about this bike, if you don't know already, beyond the Öhlins, the Brembos, and all that sort of thing, is the carbon fiber fairings. The carbon fiber actually shows through the paint. So you can see it kind of coming through. It's got a scratch. We're going to get that fixed. But you can see the carbon fiber coming through. And it's also one of the things you want to look for when you're looking for one of these. But anyway, moving on. Special bike. We'll get that one done soon. You're going to have that one done soon. Actually, you know what? Before we move to the next bike, this one running? Let's hear this one start real quick if we can. Let's do a little bit of sound check. There you go. Odd place for the key. Ah, there you go. You can tell he's already done some service work because it's not normal to just start that quick. So, nice job. Awesome. One little rev for us. Can we do that? All right. You see the torque? The torque pulling it back and forth. All right, let's move on. Next, this one is a 996 base model. It just sold on the auction site today. Really good news for the seller. He is an older man. I'll say that. He's had it for about 18 years. I think he's like borderline 80 years old or so, and decided that he's no longer doing sport bikes. He only wanted $5,000, but on the auction site, it went for almost $10,000 today. So he'll be pleased when we tell him that news. The new buyer has already got it over here in the service department. He has us doing some minor, actually, I think we're doing belts. What else are we doing, Daniel?
Everything on that too.
Everything? Yeah, doing a full, we call it a recommission, which is basically tires, belts, fluids, hydraulic flush, make it ready to run. Over here, Angel has two cool bikes on his lifts. Both happen to be GSXRs. This Gixxer 1100 is going on the auction site pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you don't know, there's some cool things about Gixxer 1100s, but the things that you always want to look for that you can never find, this cowl. They don't fit perfect, but when they're on it, it really looks cool. It's the 1100, obviously. This is the 86 or 87? 86, I think, 86. Right? Yep, 86. So it's going to be air-cooled. This is neat. Yeah, I love the old, they call these slabbies, right? That's kind of what they call them, but the bike, because it's so skinny and like a slab. But for me, you have a really interesting sitting stance. You sit really deep into the bike. So when you're riding it, even if you're not the tallest person in the world, you're sitting in and you're comfortable. You can lay on a tank, almost take a nap when you ride it. It's got a really cool magnesium-looking tank or gas cap. Can we can we start it? This one's got a Yoshimura exhaust, so it's going to be a little louder than what you just heard over on Daniel's lift. But there you go, nice idle. Yeah. Another cool feature about this bike, besides that cool sound, is the tachometer starts at 3,000 RPM. Yeah. So, nice throttle control. You got this one running well.
The tank done inside. We did the lining and just make sure that everything was good. Man, I actually rode it, and it does, like you said, it looks tall and everything, but when you sit on it, it's just like cruising. So I can see why a lot of people like this bike.
It's a really neat bike, really good example. And as much as the red, white, and blue one are kind of the other red, white, and blue is really kind of typical, this is one of my favorite kind of color schemes. Again, sounds good, great throttle. Yoshimura period correct pipe, which is important. Now this one is a funny story. This came out of South Africa. Yeah. It was kind of part of a package deal that Iconic brought in, or we brought in. Yeah. I think that's a knockoff SC Project pipe.
Are you sure? Because it's so loud.
That's why, yeah, it's one of the reasons I know it's a knockoff.
Oh, okay.
It is incredibly loud. It's to the point where when he does this, it shakes the offices on the side. So can we hear it real quick?
Yeah, right now I'm still doing tuning, but
still getting the carbon all dialed in. Yeah, let's just stop there. I'm telling you, it's to the point where my ears will ring for the rest of the night. So we'll leave it at that. That bike is going to go on the auction site pretty soon. As soon as we get it all dialed in.
Yeah, we're just doing carburetor tuning. You know, because just fixing the jets that they have for the bike. So it should be done soon. Hopefully.
Get done soon, and we'll run that one as a zero reserve. So if you're looking for a classic race bike to hit those vintage track days, I guess that's considered vintage now. Yeah. Then it's kind of funny to say that a late 80s bike is vintage, but it is. Moving on, you saw this on a prior video. We decided to put a little more time and money into this one, and so it's still on Alex's lift. And the reason why it's on Alex's lift to this date for like a couple weeks now is because Alex doubles as our driver late recently, right?
Yep.
So this one came to us with under 9,000 miles, really original, obviously other than the Yoshi exhaust. But after we started cleaning off the dirt, the dust, the grime, we started realizing that there was kind of a nice jewel underneath there. You know, this really rare cowl, much like the GSXR over there. It's got the red seat. It's got a little bit of patina on the seat, but otherwise the tank is super nice. The body works really clean. We put, what else we do? We do tires.
Yep, we're doing tires, chains, the whole fluid flush. Obviously the carbs went through, and the only thing left is the front tire and some front brake pads.
There you have it. So it's going to be a really good recommissioned rider. We use a term Iconic certified a lot. This will essentially be a Iconic certified bike. Now what that basically means is it will deliver to your home and you should be able to turnkey ride it, ready to go. Fresh tires, fresh brakes, fresh chain, fresh fluids, everything that you just said, and polished up and looking beautiful. Did we find the side panels yet?
We have an idea of where they might be.
There you go. We have an idea where they might be. There you go. So Ollie is actually out racing, or trackside racing. Steve wasn't feeling that great today, so we've got a little bit of a backlog over in his area. And Mark and Lalo are playing Battleship. Who's winning? There you go. Thank you very much. Oh, and one last thing before I close. This is another RGV250 VJ22 that just came in. The VJ22 and the VJ23 are easy to see between the two. Is the headlight's the big giveaway. So the skinny headlight is a 23, 22 is more of a polygon type shape. Upside down forks. This is a true Lucky Strike, but it's been restored. Cody, is that the end of the video? There you go.